I wanted after the race to happen, something to be like, oh shit, here we go again. Like it's not gonna stop here. Like this isn't the end. And I felt like that result was I want to see it again. I want to see them go up against each other in 2022. And now both sides have incredible, like, not shit talk, but like you couldn't ask for a better, like, what moment? I mean, I don't think anyone saw Sha'Carri getting dead last. Even the people who hate Sha'Carri did not predict her to finish dead last, which makes it even more exciting. But we'll dive into it first. But first, before we talk about Sha'Carri, we should talk about Elaine Thompson.
Yeah.
10:54 is no
10:54.
joke. That doesn't grow on trees. That is like 10:61. We started getting used to seeing 10:6s because, you know, Shelly Ann ran that in the regular season. And we kind of just felt like we started normalizing 10:6. And then when we saw the 10:61 Olympic final, it was great, but it kind of felt a little normal because we had seen a 10.6 on the clock in 2021 multiple times. But 10:54, FloJo, watch out. I mean, some people would argue it could be even the actual real world record because people controversy on FloJo's time, whether it was wind dated or not. But 10:54, Elaine Thompson, only plus 0.9 win.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but like, put this on top of what she's done the past two Olympics with winning gold in 100 and 216 and in 2021. It makes her 1 year. What year was it that she didn't run? Was it 2019 or 17 where she kind of had a bad championship performance?
Well, 19, she struggled. It's been the Olympics has been where she's really shined, and then that 2015 World Championships, she ran well in that 200 with Daphne Shippers. But
yeah,
this is remarkable. Like,
yes,
this was supposed to be one of those world records that was not touched. This was supposed to be an off limits world record. This one, the 200, the women's 4. There's a couple other ones out there as well, but this was not supposed to be one that we were going to talk about in the current era. 10.7 low was impressive enough. And then we get into this year, and you're right. Shelly Ann goes 10.63. Elaine runs 10.61 in Tokyo, pointing to the clock, and you're thinking, man, all right, maybe she could go faster, but it's the Olympic final. She's got to be amped up for that one. Now it's a couple weeks later at pre. She can't possibly do it again, and she does it even better. 10:54, world record is in play. And I'm one of those people who obsessed over the 10:49, Gordon. I wrote a whole oral history. People go find it about, was it windy? Was it not windy? Point is, this is a record, and it's 10:49, and people thought it would never be touched, and now she's 0.05 from it. It is just incredible to think that she has this now in her sights. Same thing with that 200 mark as well. She didn't get to run it at pre, but geez, if she did, who knows how fast she would have run in a 200, given what sort of form she's in. She has the opportunity. It's obvious now. We said it before. Hey, if she goes to the Olympics again in 2024, gets 2 more gold medals, where does she stack up in history? It's obvious now where she's going to stack up in history. It's going to be at the top if she does it again, if she continues to clip these times. Because the one thing, because those women's records were out there, it was always tough to compare Bolt to Shelly Ann because Bolt had the records. Shelly Ann didn't. But now if Elaine Thompson's going to go get the records and get the golds, my God, like I can't believe everybody wanted to talk about all the other stuff that went on in this race, and we'll talk about it in a second. There was plenty of other stuff to talk about, but let's not obscure from the fact that she ran 10:54. 10:54. I thought it was going to be windy. I saw the time. I said, oh, let me check the wind. Let me double, triple check the wind. 0.9? Not 2.9, not 3.9, 0.9.
And she did it, you know, coming off the emotional high of the Olympics, dealing with the travel, it being a one-off race. This is the first race back from the Olympics. Yeah. I expected most of the results on the sprint side to be slower because I thought this was going to be like getting your feet wet to get your feet ready for the rest of the Diamond League season. You know, maybe it's not going to be until the Diamond League final in September where we see fast marks again in the sprints. I thought this was kind of be
Yeah.
rust buster, but not to get ahead of ourselves, seeing what Noah Lyles did in this 200 and now seeing what Elaine did here. It's, I was shocked. I did not expect fast at this race. I expected fast in September. I expected fast in the Olympics, and I expected fast in September. I did not expect it in August, so I was shocked. I know I had a whole bit about, the race is going to be slow. I mean, the main reason I thought the race was going to be slow is I just thought, like, hey, they're coming off of the Olympic high. They're traveling. They're dealing with this. You saw a lot of people were dealing with, like, long travel days to get to Eugene in the first place. I thought all that and just, like, the amount of pressure on the event was just going to kind of deflate and turn into just kind of like all right. But it didn't deflate. It kind of exploded. And Elaine Thompson is a big reason for that. It's good. Put up this graphic that we have on the screen right now. Whenever you have 5 different acronyms next to your mark, you did a good thing, right? World lead, national record, Diamond League record, meet record, PB. It's pretty damn good for Elaine Thompson-Herah.
Yeah, and I thought Fraser Price would run about 10.7, and I thought she'd win. I thought Fraser Price's 10.73 would be enough to win because I looked at the Tokyo performance from Elaine Thompson as an all-timer and one that would be tough to replicate again in her career. Little did I know, she was just getting started, and she has that little boot. It almost looks like a little boost, that last 50 meters. She's like with everybody, and then I know she's not because I know she's slowing down later because that's how sprinting works after you hit the top speed. But she was with people like for 50 meters and then just completely gone the second half of the race. It was textbook. It didn't look like as big as a blowout as Tokyo, maybe because she wasn't celebrating across the line. But Elaine Thompson-Herah, I mean, I'd be interested to know what the Jamaican fans think. Like, what does she need to do to surpass Bolt? Because I think that's a conversation that we can start to have here, especially she goes to 2024. If she does the 1 and 2 again, she's equal Bolt with the triple doubles, as we mentioned, the triple at 3 Olympics. Shouldn't have the world championship success in between. And if she's also able to get the world records, now I know people would say, well, Bolt put those world records into another stratosphere, to which I would argue Elaine Thompson's been chasing world records that were already in another stratosphere. So the mere fact that she catches up to them is impressive enough. So it's going to be hard for her to catch up with the total medal haul because she's behind in the world championships. But if she goes 16, Tokyo 20/2021, and then 2024, 1, 2, 4x1 at all 3, and gets the world record in both, my gosh, you have to compare that mark to, or that record to Bolt's.
Yeah, it just makes her 2019 and 2017 like finishes like super surprising, right? You're like, wait, how can you be on the verge of breaking once unbreakable world record, FloJo's, and then you at the same time you're finishing like 5th or 4th at world championships between your 2 double doubles. It's just it's wild.
Well, she's got to keep it up.
Hey,
she's got to keep it up. That's the thing. Like, and there's no guarantee, that she's going to run faster. But I just got done saying,
that's always a thing.
Yeah, I just got done saying 10:61. Like, I'm pretty confident that'll at least be her season best. Maybe not her PR, but at least be her season best. And then a couple weeks after the Olympics, she goes and outdoes herself. So I'm not putting any limits anymore on what Elaine Thompson-Herah can do. Because as I mentioned, Fraser Price, Shrika Jackson ran great races, and we're 2/10 behind.
Yeah. It's wild, too, how the result was literally the podium order. How often do we see kind of weird results where, we saw Emmanuel Correa in the 800, Olympic champion, get 3rd in his race, right? We see random times where Olympic champions or silver medalists don't finish where they should have based off how they did at the Olympics. Here, we had the exact order of the podium, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, finished 1st, 2nd, 3rd in this race. Now, obviously, we had a little bit of difference beyond the 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Tiana Daniels ran well. She finished 4th. We'll talk about more on Wednesday about her and kind of talk about what Tiana Daniels is in the women's 100, but we want to spend more time on that on Wednesday. So Tiana Daniels fans out there, we're gonna go deep dive on Tiana Daniels on Wednesday's pod. But I think we got to talk about the elephant in the room. Well, it was the elephant that everyone was waiting to see perform, right?